Hello everybody, welcome once again to this YouTube channel. If today is your first time on this YouTube channel, please just spare me 2 seconds from your time and do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so that you get new video, updates, alerts or notification. Thank you. And if you are a returning subscriber, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, thank you for believing in this brand, and I hope that this year we do better, we go bigger in the name of Jesus. All right, so I'm very sorry for you right now. I've actually stopped shooting video or stopped doing video on screen printing, and I've been focusing more on clothes branding and all. I'm very sorry. It is what the market gets demand at that time, but this new year, we're going to create a balance to everything. All right, so I am very sorry. So about 3 months ago I did a video on how to, or on what you need to start up your screen printing business. All right, so if you are familiar with this channel, I believe you must have come across this video, and if you have not, I'll be dropping the link to the video in this video description, so you do well to check it out. So I will be continuing from where I stopped in that video. All right, because I felt that I should do more explanation, a detailed explanation on those items I listed. For example, you are starting a screen printing business, as a newbie, and you go to the screen printing shop, to ask for you go to ask, like, you want to buy a mesh, and they're asking you what type of mesh you want to buy, and just be like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense, right? So that is why I made this video, just to do more explanation on this equipment and how you can use them or what they use them for. So what I'm starting, of course, with is the mesh. All right, we have two type of mesh. We have open mesh and we have closed mesh, and these two mesh, they serve different purposes. All right, what you can use your there's a mesh you can use for your clothes branding, and there is one you can use for your linoleum printing or your sticker printing and all of that. So the first one I'll be talking about is the open mesh. Now, open mesh are majorly used to brand clothes. All right, so you can see now on this one, if you have seen one of my short reels on this YouTube channel, you'll have seen a cloth I made one time like that for the annual Holy Ghost Congress of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Alright, so this is the mesh I use for it, and this is an open mesh. Open mesh are called open mesh because they have more holes that allow ink to flow through them compared to the closed mesh. So if you are printing on a material like clothes, for example, cloth has the ability or the tendency to absorb more ink compared to nylon. So if you want to print on your clothes, you are not expected to print on your clothes with a closed mesh. You use an open mesh because it allows more flow of ink in it, and that is what your fabrics also need, for your printing to come out nice and well. So open mesh are usually white in color, or let me say they are mostly white in color. I've not seen open mesh that is yellow before, but I've seen a closed mesh that is white. All right, so not well, I'm just trying to say this, that not all white mesh is open mesh. Yes, there are some white colored mesh that are also closed mesh. All right, but in most cases your open mesh are usually white, as you can see, in color like this, and you use them to print on your clothes, on your fabrics. Yes, you can also use it to print on your liner, but you have to be a pro, yeah, you know to do that, so that you don't mess up your liner. But as a beginner, if you want to do your screen printing on your clothes, just go with your open mesh, and this is what the open mesh look like. All right, so the second type of mesh is the closed mesh. It is called closed mesh because it has a tightening surface. You understand, it has a tightening surface, and it does not allow too much flow of ink in it. Do you understand? So that is why it is called closed mesh, and you use it to print on your nylon, on your sticker, on glass, or any surface that cannot absorb or take much ink. So you use your closed mesh and your closed mesh. Pardon me for that. And as you can see, closed mesh are usually yellow in color. All right, I've quoted this, but at least you can see some traces here. It is called it is always yellow in color, and it's also called fine mesh. Yes, I don't know if that they call I don't know sha if they call it like that in your area, but here in Ibadan, in my own screen printing shop that I'm familiar with, you can just tell them you want to buy fine mesh or you want to buy a closed mesh. Alright, so that is that on mesh. I believe you know the difference between your mesh now and what you can use them for. Alright, so that you won't get to the market and you are seeing one mesh that is white and one is yellow, or they ask you what kind of mesh you want and you'll be like, I shall need one mesh. You have to know what you want to actually buy it. Yes, so that you won't just end up buying a closed mesh for closed branding or buying open mesh for nylon printing. It doesn't make sense. Alright, so you have to know exactly what. So if you are printing on nylon or if you are branding your clothes, if you are printing on nylon, you go for a closed mesh, and if you are printing on your clothes, you go for open mesh. So that is that. So the next thing you need is your squeegee. Alright, you need your squeegee. It comes with different sizes, so depending on the size of the artwork you want to do. Alright, so this is squeegee. There are other type of squeegee. There are one with plastic and rubber at the mouth, but I prefer using this local one. I so much believe it in it. You understand now? So I so much like it, and it comes with different sizes depending on the size of the artwork. If I want to print a logo on the t-shirt now, I cannot be holding this, is too big for a logo, right? So I'll just go for this. So it comes with different sizes, and yeah, that is that on that. So the next one you need is your emulsion. So emulsion is all in Ibadan here. For those of us in Ibadan, if you just enter any screen printing shop, you just tell them you want to buy chemical, they understand. But we are not local, yeah. So so it's called emulsion basically. Don't mind me. But in Ibadan, serious, just enter any screen printing shop, tell them you want to buy chemical, they give you. They understand what you actually mean by that. So this is emulsion. It is usually blue like this. I believe you can see it. Alright, it's usually blue. And one thing about emulsion is that emulsion is very sensitive to light. So when you are working with your emulsion, ensure that you avoid ray of light. Preferably just be somewhere dark, like, or stay away from reflection of light, you understand, because it is very sensitive to light. Don't worry, you get to understand this thing when I do the next video on how to expose your mesh. You understand better what I'm trying to talk about. And the next one is okay, before I go, you can see my mesh, like you can see this blue color on it. Okay, so this is what we use in coating the mesh. Alright, so that we can actually shoot our artwork that you are seeing on it, this artwork. So we use this to coat the mesh, and then before you shoot your work. And we have another thing called sensitizer. You can see it is written on it, sensitizer. Alright, and the work of this is that you use it to mix your emulsion. Now when you buy your emulsion, you just put a little of this in this, and then you mix it together before you coat your mesh. So that's just the function of the sensitizer. Alright, so lastly for now, you need retarder. Yes, you need retarder for your screen printing work too. When you buy your ink, you want to mix your ink. You don't want to use it like that direct, because someone once asked me, yes, in one of my video, I think the video on how to print a liner, and the person was saying I should explain how to clean mesh and all of this and all of that. Alright, that anytime you print, that the stain does not come off the mesh when it's trying to wash off the mesh or recycle the mesh. Alright, one of the things that can actually contribute to this is if your ink is too thick, yes, when you are printing. So that is why in some cases, or in most cases, you should use your retarder to mix your ink. There are other factors that actually cause that, which I will also be talking about in my subsequent video. So I'm just saying this to let the person know that I've not forgotten, right? So I'm going to shoot a video which I will do a thorough explanation on all of that, the things that can possibly cause that, because I also have something similar. Now if you look closely on this screen, you can see a redeem logo, a redeem logo. Let me show you a redeem logo, next level zone. Now this work I've done it like over, let me say, 3 years now, and it's still there. Now why is it like that? It's because number one, I did not wash off my screen immediately I use it, and the ink too is actually too thick. Then it's too thick, so I just use it and the thing refused to come off. So I believe this is what the guy is talking about. So don't worry, in my subsequent video I'm going to actually do a teaching or a tutorial how you can avoid that, all right, on your mesh. If you can see now, this video and this particular mesh, I've actually printed it. Yes, I've printed the liner, and if you can see my mesh, it looks like I just finished shooting this mesh. Now this is one of the things you ought to do when you finish printing. You have to clean your mesh, but I'll be doing that in the subsequent video. But for this video I just want you to understand or get familiar to the basic things you need to start up your screen printing business, because it doesn't make sense if you are going into a business and you don't understand the tools you'll be working with. You understand? So that's the excess of this video. So as we go on, we talk more on these things, the possible problem you might, or the challenges you might face while doing screen printing, and how to overcome it. And also, if you have anything you are not clear about, do well to ask in this comment section, and trust me, I will definitely attend to it one after the other. So I think that will be all for now, for today. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, talk about this channel to someone else, and in this new year I pray that the favor of the Lord will be on our side in the mighty name of Jesus. We prosper in everything we do in the name of Jesus, and God will bless every of our handworks and endeavors in the name of Jesus. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you once again for staying this long with me. Yes, it's 12 minutes already. Thank you once again, but I want to believe it's worth it, right? If you really believe it's worth it, do it to share this video to someone. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.